Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining the third webinar of AIM Community Series. AIM is a webinar series designed for showcasing the advanced innovation in manufacturing by Fusion 360 community experts in India. This webinar brings community interaction, celebrating the course of design, innovation, and collaboration. My name is Azim, and I lead Autodesk Community Gujarat Group. And let's here is the topic for today: unleash your imagination with free form modeling. And today we have our guest speaker Ruhul Amin. Ruhul is a founder of the Shaping Factory. He generally provides various engineering services like 3D printing, simulation, CFD analysis, etc. And Ruhul will share the workflow of 3D free-form modeling. And I welcome Ruhul Amin to the webinar. We are so glad to have you with us. Over to you. Ruhul, please share your screen and your workflow.
Hello, Jim. So, is my screen visible?
Yes, it's perfectly visible.
Okay. Yeah. So today's our topic is unleash your imagination with freeform. So before moving forward with the workflow of Fusion 360 and its interface, I would like to give a brief introduction about what is freeform and how can we can benefit out of it. So it's a 3D modeling method, so to design a surface or a body by freely moving geometric elements in any direction. So these elements can be surfaces, edges, and points. So in this picture, you can see how it can be used. So there are different surfaces here given out, which are divided into different surfaces, and there are edges also. Here's one more example of it. Sorry for the image is not that clear, but yeah. And there's some examples of products which can be made using freeform. So one can make a car surface, the body of a car. One can make unleash their imagination and use their imagination to design an aeroplane or an aircraft or something like that. So these are quite big examples of it. I mean, it takes a lot of time and efforts. Now, some smaller examples of it are this a mouse or a water bottle, uh, which can be made using a free form. So, so here I will give just a quick 30-second video where you can see how it can be used. Just a brief, then we'll go to the Fusion 360 interface. Just a second. So yeah, it's done. So now let's move on to Fusion 360. So this is the basic interface, and to go to the free form, we will be using this create form thing. We can select this, and now we are into the workflow of free form. Now there are different.
We are not able to see your Fusion screen. Yeah, it's
Okay,
still PPT.
Okay, sorry, I missed. Is it visible now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just again show from where we can start and we can choose. So here is the symbol, create form option. We can select this and we can get onto the workflow of form tool. Now there are different there is a create thing, then there is a modify, and there is symmetry and utilities. These are different tools or different options. I'll try to explain create first, how we can use it. And if we'll have more time, I'll explain, because the modify feature has modify option has many features. So I'll try to take and try to explain as many as possible. So let's start with we can start with direct creating a sketch. So we can start with a sketch and whatever geometry, whatever sketch we want to make. Like we want to make a rectangle, so we can make a rectangle here, and then it's done sketch. And after we have created our sketch, we can start using extrude feature, like we use in 3D modeling workflow. And so in extrude features, we are getting different options, more options than the 3D model. Here we are getting one more option, which is called faces. So see, for example, if I'll make this thing, if I'll extrude it to whatever distance I want, and if I want an angle, I can use an angle also. But here I have an option to change the number of faces. So here are the number of faces one can see. I'll just rotate it. So right now we have 8 faces that are visible to us. So if we want to increase it, we can increase it to 16. So as you can see, there are 16 elements which have been divided. The body is divided into 16 faces now. Similarly, we can use a front face, or if you want to increase the front face and back. So by increasing the front face, the faces are for the body is further divided, right? So we can use this as a basic primitive tool. Now there are already assigned primitive tools for creating form. Like there is a box, there is a plane, cylinder, sphere, torus, and pipe, and then there are different options also, like revolve, sweep, lock. So if I click on and I choose box, then I will define a particular plane on which I want to make a box, and I have to select the dimension of it, like from this plane to this plane, right? So here is my box created already in a 3D thing, right? And here also I can change, or I can tweak the number of faces and the height of the box. For example, if I want to change the height, I can simply drag it like this, or a width I can drag it like this, or this way. But I also have if I have a value of it, I can type the value here. Let's say -600, the value also. So here's the box tool. So one more thing which I can use in box tool is again the same: length faces, number of length faces, number of width faces, number of height faces. If I want to be a symmetry, then I can use a mirror option, and I have to select a mirror plane also. So if I type here 10, and the length faces will be divided into 10 parts. Same goes with the width faces and the height faces. Similarly, I can use cylinder, I can use sphere, I can use torus, or a ball, white ball, or a pipe, according to my application and according to my requirements. Now, the very important tool which we can use, or which is used generally uh, very frequently, is the edit form tool. As you can see here in the modify option. So edit form tool gives multiple options for choosing, as we have seen in the video also. Uh, so here it asks us to choose first T-spline entities. So these T-spline entities can be a face, it can be an edge, it can also be a point, as you can see, point, right? And then it asks us to, whether I want to do a translational thing, or whether I want to do a rotation thing or a scale thing, right? But here we have an option of multi. So these are the options. I can translate it also, these particular faces and entities. I can, translate it in both ways. Then I have an option for rotating it also, like I can rotate it, right? And I have an option for scaling also. So here's what I have scaled, right? So we have chosen here multi-tool. Then there is a options for coordinate also. Then there's view space, then there is selection space, and then there is a local per entity. So I will not go into details of all of these, but yeah, there is an option for this also. So for example, if I want surface to be, change, randomly I want to pick up it up and change it like this way. I can choose it and I can tweak it anyways I want. I can tweak it in the corners way also. I can scale it. I can translate it in all the direction. So yeah, and if I have a numerical inputs, like the example of aircraft I've shown. So if I have a numerical inputs, I can input my values here also. Like there is a scale x, there is scale y, there is scale z, there is x distance, y distance, and z distance. But generally, people do not use these things because it's meant for research and all that stuff. So if you want to make a normal product or something, we can use this tool. It's very handy. It's freeform tool. And now uh, there is edit by curve also thing. I can, if I have a curve on my particular sketch, I can edit those curve. For example, if I have a curve like this, yeah, actually it's not showing it here because I'll have to make a curve on the particular entity. So for example, if I have a curve, I can select the curve and let's take this curve right now. Let's assume that it's a curve. So we can select particular curve and uh, you know we can control the points which we suppose, for example, in the T-spline, we can control the points, what points we want to change and what points we do not want to change. And yeah, this way we can do the curve. We can control and tweak the form of the particular body by using the curve entity. Okay. Now we have insert edge. For example, if I want to change it here, I want to change the this particular face into, and I want to divide it into more number of edges to get more precise curvature. Then I can use this feature, insert edge. I have to select particular edge, and then I have to drag this. As you can see, this green line, which is the new edge that will be created. If I have a numerical value, I can use a numerical value also. If I do not have it, I can simply drag it like that. I can select multiple entities also. You can see, I can select multiple edges this way. And there is one more thing, insertion mode, that is simple, and one is exact. Uh, so, and there is insertion side also. So if I want to insert it both ways, I mean, I want to insert it this side also, and I want to insert edge that side also, the other side of the particular curve I selected or edges I selected. So I can use both feature. As you can see, in both the sides, the curves and the edges are inserted, new edges are inserted. I can do OK. As you can see, the curve is further divided. And now if you want to change it, we can use a free form tool, edit form tool, and we can change particular thing. Now there is a insert point also, which goes same ways. Now I have to just select number of points and this ways. So in this way, in this insert point tool, we do not have an option to for a distance, because it does not require a distance. It just simply make our form particular body or a form in that particular way. So if I select this number of tools like that and do OK, so it will insert more number of points, and then I can change that particular points by using free edit form tool. Then there is a merge edge tool. So in the merge edge tool, I can, if I want, this particular surface, just get this particular edge to merge. Uh, just wait a second. I'll show this merge edge tool in another body. For example, if I want to make a plane, I want to make a rectangle here. I don't know why it's not coming out right now. I mean, why I cannot select this edges right now. Uh, but I'll take this, later on, this merge edge tool. Then there is this bridge tool, which is also, if I can, if I have to, take two sides like this and this. Wait a second, I have to just I don't know why it's not getting out right now, because of the example or what. But we can use this bridge tool also. I don't know why it's not getting out. Then we can insert a fill, or we can insert a hole into the T-spline edges. Then we can weld. Then we can weld the vertices like this way. There are a number of vertices that we have right now. So this way we can weld it, the vertices. We can, vertex to vertex also. We can vertex to midpoint also. So this vertex to midpoint option gives, like, if I select these two vertices, it will weld it, or it will merge the vertices into the middle point. Then there is weld tolerance option, where we have a tolerance, then we can give that tolerance, and then at that particular tolerance level, the vertices will be welded. So for example, if I want to merge this particular number of vertices, I can merge these vertices according to my application. This way also I can do it. This weld vertices option. Then there is this unweld wedges option, in which we can unweld the number of edges at this particular edge, in this particular edge, this particular edges. So these edges are unwelded, and it's further divided into the number of. As you can see, the points are points are the points are divided, and they have been separated with individual edges. As you can see, all these three edges have had only one point here, but now they all have different points. So we can unweld these edges to different things. Then to make a sharp edge, we can use crease option, where where we can convert a particular entity to sharp edges or sharp bodies. As you can see, this was a curve before, and now they have become a sharp edge. As you can see, we can select number of edges, and we can use it to make it sharp, that particular edges. So now we can see that these edges have become sharp now from here on this perspective, and then we can do it any side. I mean, we can select any side, and we can crease the particular bodies. Like we can sharp it here also, this way. And then if I want, I can use the freeform edit form tool, drag and change the particular object like that. Now it's visible that this particular part or this particular area has become sharp and is look more boxy type than a curve. The rest of the freeform is a curve, and this one has become sharp. Now we can similarly we can increase the sharp edges, as you can see. We can increase that, so we can see again that the particular area has become again has become a curvy thing, and not a boxy kind of look. Then this bevel edge option, where I can select one edge, and I can replace it with more number of edges. If I increase it to 2, 3, so as you can see, I can increase the number of edges, similarly to that particular that insert edge tool. But now here I can use it as a bevel option, where I can increase the number of segments with more number of edges. As you can see, curve is divided into this number of different edges. Now I can tweak it as I want from the edit form tool. Then we have this smoothen option. For the smooth option, I'll have to use. I don't know whether it will work on this particular face or not, but I'll try. No, it won't work on this. So what this particular, it had worked on these particular faces. So what it will do is it will make the contour lines, the lines of the free forms and the edges and the points, flow in a very smooth manner. I can change the smoothing from here. I'll do this. As you can see, it's becoming the lines and the curvature by which the free form is moving has become too smooth. so that we can, it looks appealing and it looks like a continuous flow of a body. See this way. For example, if I select more number of faces, you can get a better idea of it. As you can see, changes. The lines are becoming too much smooth here. We can use the smooth tool according to our imagination and according to our requirements. Then there is this cylindrified tool. I don't know whether it will work on this particular face, but I'll try again. I'll again try on this particular body, cylindrified tool. So for that tool, if any curvature or any curve, if I want to make it, look like a cylinder, I'll have to choose the tools. So this way, I just try to explain it in a different example. I'll use a different example for this because let's take a cylinder option or sphere option. If I want to make a sphere here, I'll give a radius of the sphere, diameter of the sphere here. For example, let's say right here. And again, I'll have to define number of faces, longitudinal faces and latitudinal. Longitudinal means horizontal thing, and latitudinal faces are the vertical. So let's say 16. I'll just 16 and so if I use the cylindrify option here and I'll select radial circle, you can see this body. Let me show you, by clicking more number of. As you can see, you can change it into a cylinder, like it will give a cylinder-like shape. As I choose more number of edges along the circle, as you can see. Now let me give this faces also. So we can also select this particular number of faces. If there are too many faces, you can select it by clicking this left option and then right clicking and then select. Use this option and you can select like this. So for this, I mean, we have selected the other side of the part also. So this way we can select number of faces. It will save us time, and we can simplify the particular face or body. Now there is a pull option also. So for this particular pull option, we'll have to use one more, that is a surface also. So what it generally does is, it selects the particular faces and it pulls the particular faces to that the other created surface. But I'll try if we can do this on this particular example or not. So we have to first select the vertices. We cannot do this on particular this example. No, we cannot do this on. Actually, the thing is that most of the features I'm not able to explain because there are very specific application wise. So because of that, for a particular imagination, every feature is having a different application. So for that reason, I cannot explain many features here. So we can do the flatten thing also, where you can make the surface flat, for example, like I select if in vertices. Particular option here also. Mm, yeah, and again, this thick option I can showcase. I can explain this thicken option. So for thicken option, right now our particular body is a surface. As you can see, it's a 2D surface. But to give a particular thickness to that body, I'll select the whole body or the whole surface, and I can also drag it. So this way also I can do it. And if I want to give the number, I can give the dimension of the thickness, and I can. Then there is a thicken type also. I can use a sharp option. I can use a soft option. Soft option, our curve will be smooth. I'll just explain it both. Then there is normal option. Then there is axis option. So for axis option, if we have a particular oblique, if we want to thicken a particular surface in an oblique direction, we can make a sketch out of it, and we can use that particular axis. But we are using normal option right now, and then okay. So this has converted into a thick particular 3D body. So this is the thicken option. Uh, and there is a freeze option also. This is a good tool. It can be very handy. So for example, if I want to constrain or I want to fix particular faces and edges, I can use that edges and faces to freeze. So what will this option will give me, that this 9 faces or 10 faces will not move if I change the rest of the surfaces. I'll just give you a demo of it. Uh, I'll freeze this particular option, and then I'll use edit form. As you can see, these faces are not changed. I cannot see any changes in these faces or these entities, whether it can be a face or it can be an edge. But let's say if I'll choose this particular option, I'll choose these surfaces. You can see these faces have also been changed. I selected this, but these have also been changed. But this thing did not happen with this freeze faces, which I have frozen before, right? So it's a very handy tool if I want to change a particular a very small face or a small entity or an edge or a point. If I want to change that, this tool can be very handy. Similarly, we can unfreeze that particular surfaces by just clicking that faces. So yeah, it will again become unfreezed. So this way we can use it. Then there is move copy thing, which is similar to what we use in 3D model. Then there is align thing also, similar to the 3D model, which we 3D modeling tool which we do. We have to select a point, and I want to align it with this. What else? Let me select this. So it will be aligned. The points will be aligned here. Uh, so it's align tool. Then there's symmetry thing. So for example, if I want to make a symmetry of this surface, I can choose symmetry option. So let's say I want to make this symmetry of this. So as you can see, by this particular surface, my whole body has become symmetric. You know, so there are different options of it. There is internal, there is circular, there is exact duplicate, then there is a circular duplicate. So the internal, what internal do, it makes the symmetry or the mirroring of the particular surfaces along the same body. As you can see, वही बॉडी पे हम लोग उसको मिरर कर सकते हैं. This is internal option. If I use the circular option, circular internal will try to make it the body circular symmetry. No, it's not working on this example. I'll have to make another form of. Let's take it, cylinder. Let's take a cylinder. For cylinder, we have to first decide the radius, like sorry, diameter. And after deciding the diameter, we'll have to choose the length of the cylinder, this way or this way. Right. And also we can change the number of faces, the diameter faces, and the height faces also. So the diameter faces, I mean this way along this particular direction, along the circumference, the diameters will be divided, and for the height faces along the longitude, that is the axis of the cylinder, the height the faces will be divided. So for example, let's say 8. So along this, the faces are divided into 8 number of faces, right? Now, if I use, sorry. Wait a second, I have to just make. So As you can see, I've selected the circular symmetry of this particular body from internal circular, and I've made all these fours along the circle. I've made all the four faces symmetrical. So if I'll change one of the faces, you can see we can see the changes in all the faces. See, the same change you can see in all the faces this way. So this way we can make it circular also, and we can make it this mirrored thing also. Now there is mirror duplicate option where I can make the exactly same body. I'll first have to take a plane of, let's say, uh, I'll take an offset plane on this direction. And then if I set, just a second, just yeah, I'm sorry for that. So I have to select a plane, and I have to select, first I have to select T-spline body. So this is our T-spline body. Then select the mirror plane. So this way we can make a duplicate of two particular, uh, one particular T-spline into two, right? Okay, so yeah. Then there is a circular duplicate where I have to select an axis. So for example, I want to do this particular, actually this is symmetrical. I'll select this T-spline body, and then I will select the axis, and here I can change it to number of quantities like 10. So same as a what we say pattern tool in the 3D modeling workflow. It's same like that. Here I can select a full or angle. If I want to give it like 180-degree only, all the 10 faces in this particular area only 180-degree. I can change it here also, and 270. So I can change it to 4. This way we can do. And then there is a clear symmetry thing where I can, where whatever if there is a symmetry, these two particular are symmetry. If I do this, then the symmetry is clear. Now I can change one of it also. Like as you can see, there is no change coming out on this particular body. Before this, if I change this particular body, then this surface will also get changed because of the symmetry we have given. So by this clear symmetry tool, I just clear the symmetry. Right. Then there is utilities where I can display mode. Like for example, this is a box display. If I choose box display, then this whole body will be displayed as a box, as a square edges. It won't affect our actual body, but it's just for display purposes, right? If I want to make it a wireframe or control frame display, this way it become a wireframe or control frame display, and this is a smooth display, which is a normal display, right? You can change this. Then there is a repair body tool. So this repair body tool also, it's very specific to the application. I don't think that I would be able to show on these particular examples. And then there is make uniform tool. For example, let's say this example. Hide all it. I'll select this make uniform thing. So No, it won't have any effect on this example. I'll take one more example here. Let's take this example. No, I can. I mean, it's very. I mean, what it does is, it makes all the particular edges and vertices into uniform pattern or a uniform flow of geometry. Uh, it does exactly that. So it's very specific to the example or a particular whatever I'm making. It depends on that also. Then there's this convert tool also. So what this convert tool does is, this is a T-spline body. If I want to make it particularly this body into a B-wrap, that is our normal 3D model. So I'll select this. There's the option of keep edges. So for example, if I want to keep edges like these particular edges as they are, right? I can keep that particular edges. And if I say OK, so as you can see, there is error coming out. You can see the error. The main hindrance of this freeform tool is this errors. We'll have to solve these errors. So, for example, these 5 bodies have become into as you can see, these bodies have become into a B-wrap body. It's a 3D model body. But this particular and this particular body, these two are cannot does not get converted to B-wrap. So for that, we'll have to, if there are intersecting edges in the particular T-spline body, then it will not be converted into a B-wrap. So for that, for example, I'll just demonstrate an example here. If I make this, this way, where a number of edges are intersecting each other, as we can see here, then I won't be able to make it into a B-wrap body. See, I'll get an error of it out of it. See, so this and to return to, then it will also show me which particular edges are making hindrance or are getting intersected. So if I want to change that particular edge, like this. Still I'm getting error. So I'll have to try it again and again. This particular bodies are also. So I'll have to try it again and again, and I'll have to make sure that this particular surface or any edges in this T-spline body are not intersecting with other edges or other faces. So I'll have to do trial and error method. I have to just change again and again to make it, to make it clean or to get it converted to a mesh B-wrap body, that is 3D body, 3D model. Now let me delete all the remaining bodies. So another thing I can convert it into is I can convert a mesh body to T-spline body. I can convert a mesh body to T-spline body, and I can also convert a B-wrap 3D model body, that is B-wrap body to T-spline body. I'll show an example of that. Let me go to finish form tool. So this body is converted to B-wrap. Let me make a body. So if I want to make this particular body, if I want to give a curvature or something to this particular body, I can, from the 3D model tool, I can, here comes the option of convert. Just a second. Yeah, create form thing. Yeah. So I can select the number of faces which I want to convert into T-splines of a B-rep body. So if I select these three faces, and again I can change the number of faces here. I can also make it uniform or curvature. Then I do OK, and let's say I want to give a curve on this particular body. So I can give a curvature like this. Sorry, select one face. I can give the curvature this way, or maybe this way, and then again I can convert it back to B-rep. Select the faces first, and then again. So this way I can convert it back to the B-rep body. And yeah, that's it. So that are the tools. I'm very much sorry because I cannot explain every parts because sorry, every tools because the tools are very specific. I mean, we cannot use it anywhere. For that, you can also check out on forums, Autodesk Fusion 360 forums. You can also check out YouTube videos that how you can use this particular all the tools, this bridge tool, this merge edge tool. I was unable to explain it because then it would take a lot of time because first I'll have to make a body of that particular application. Then only I can show that how this tool works. So I'm sorry for that. So yeah, that's it. It's done from my side. So does anybody have any questions? Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Yeah,
So it's done, Azim. So
yeah. Let's cover some question answers.
okay, okay.
If there are any questions from audience side, actually the free form modeling environment is very useful for designing uneven shapes. Like you have to design a helmet or a specific mouse, uh, then you have to you can't make the parametric design or with each and every dimension. So you have to use the sculpt environment and using these freeform shapes, like if you have seen the Instagram posts, Kishan generally makes car bodies and etc designs. So at that time, Kishan use free-form modeling. We will also see in our next session. Is there any questions from audience? Then you can post in Q&A section.
Azim sir, you are on mute.
Yes, let me unmute. Yes, sir. First of all, thank you very much, Ruhul, for explaining the free-form modeling workspace. And this is not the end. We are doing this webinar also on next week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And our upcoming session is about the technical animations and drawings. And Salif will lead that session. And if you have not registered for the event for the design competition, then scan the second QR code and also register for the design competition. Also join our meetup group for upcoming event notifications. And please get into touch with Autodesk Community Gujarat if you have any questions or any queries regarding these sessions. Thank you very much. See you again next week.